All right. I'm live. And if you're watching me, I'm just making sure that everything is okay. Let me know if I'm too hot on the mic. 'Cause I can't tell. All right. Yeah, it's showing. Cool deal. Cool deal. Let me just try this out. Is this going to work? Yeah. All right. All right. So here we are. I told you guys I was going to go live. Just it sucks when you're talking about this screwy market, how things are just collapsing. But I guess this is the drop that we was waiting for. I was actually talking to my girlfriend, and if you go back in my videos, I think it's somewhere around November that you will she basically predicted it. We predicted it together, and I should have actually made trades on. I did. I just thought I was in safer stocks. I thought I was in stocks that people will want all the time, or that when we had the drop, it was going to be a slow drop. I just wasn't thinking a drop like this, so that's kind of like my bad. I don't know why. I don't know why, but thinking that when it goes down, you have time to get out, but you don't, right? If you like, oh, let me see what happens tomorrow. Let me see what happens the next day. Oh, let me wait for a bounce and I'm out. And you don't get it. And it's just down. Next thing you know, you blink and you're down 12, 15, 20%. You have to, that's even more if you're in the options, right? So you're getting just slaughtered. And it's like, man, I had to just make a decision 4 days ago. That's why even, when you play options, you really got to be thinking ahead of the game. You got to be right, because you can lose all your money, and you got to, depending on the kind of trade you put on, right? And you got to be a little bit proactive. You can't wait and see as if you own the shares. Like if you own 1,000 shares of Amazon, it goes down 5%. All right, so you lost $50, right? You could think about it like, all right, I'm gonna pull this out and put it there, or something like that, right? So you can think about those decisions. But when you do options, I'm trying to find my slippers because my feet are cold. If you do options and you go down 1,000, you got $1,000 and you go down 5%, you probably lost more than $50, right? So you have to make sure you're right and just kind of be a little bit more proactive. But that's why I like to own the leaps, even though you still kind of get destroyed a little bit. You just got time. You got a little bit more time, because if it bounces back, and the implied volatility also knows that you have time, and it's like, man, this is Amazon. We know that this thing could pop a couple hundred points in a week just as it goes down, right? So you don't lose that much when you're way out, but you still lose. You lose a lot. But so let's talk about what is going on. So who we got? We got the jewelry box. We got Beltran, Jackie, Way, Rent. I don't know what that means. Are you a bot? Are you a bot? We're gonna hang. You're gonna have to prove that you're not a bot, because I have a moderator in here and they're gonna boot you out. So say what's up. Say something like, normal, and then we kind of keep you in there. And then you can say Way, Rent all the time. Put my glasses on top of my head. All right, so right here, let's go ahead and just get to it, man. Let's just look at some more of the stocks close up. And I want to bring out a list that I talk about, like that I look at all the time. And even though I'm not in all of them, they always stocks that it's like my watch list, man. And what's your watch list? If you have one, get in there. And we'll talk about it. So I talk about this a lot. You know why? If you watch the channel, it's one of my it's my, what is it? Why can't I think of that word? It's my biggest position. Yes, Amazon, right? I just decided to not have many positions and keep a big position. So it's a stock that a lot of institutions want to own. So, I don't know. If they come out with a crappy earnings report, this thing can go down a lot, right? So I'm looking at the Qs. Let me go to Amazon. Let's go to Amazon. We'll start there and then we go back to the Qs. If you just looking at it, you can see how Amazon went down way further than what the Qs are, right? It's kind of leading the market. Netflix came out with some bad numbers for the most part. I should say not great, not as expected, right? So that kind of hit all the video kind of place. It hit Disney, it hit Amazon. So let me clear this drawing out. So Amazon kind of took it on the chin Friday, basically down 6% after being down like 4 or 3. I mean, it's just being slaughtered. So from that top, which was not too long ago, well, November 15th, all right, we was trading at 37.58. I actually thought that was going to be the breakout, but it's a double top. If you notice here, it's kind of, you know, double tops is one of the best patterns you can trade, by the way. It almost gives you a reason, like, okay, I know it's going down because it's a double top, but so you're just like, all right, whatever, just come back down into the range. I didn't think it will come out of the range on that double top action, but let's go ahead and measure that. Let's see where we're sitting right now. This is a critical. No, the Amazon's getting ready to report earnings, but we have a Fed meeting this week. I think it's a 2-day meeting. See what they talk about with interest rates. Maybe things could change there. I don't know. I mean, because if they pull back, let's say they don't want to, get aggressive and start raising rates and stuff, the market's gonna be like, wait, you got to. I think they almost got to raise rates to just get it out the way. Just get it out the way. But if they go back, they're gonna be like, oh, the Fed don't know what he's talking about. Anyway, Amazon's down 25%, 24.23%. It's crazy, man. In 69 days, 3 months. That's big for $1 trillion stock, I'm just looking at it. But when you look, some people say that it broke, right? It broke, and I think it's about to break right there, right? That's not quite a break. It's there. You got to give it play, right? You can't play this to the dollar, to the penny. It's in the range. So it's better saying, okay, right? There we go, right? That's the kind of range, right? That's the support range. What is it going to do now? Is it going to bounce, or is it going to go right through it? We're going to find out. We're going to find out real quick, possibly Monday or Tuesday, right? We're going to know if this thing is going to make a retreat to the upside or what, but very critical here. But I think if you always want to own Amazon, this is a time to get in, right? You get some here. And if it goes lower, get some more, right? Especially if you just want the shares. I mean, Amazon's going to be with us for the rest of our lives. It's not one of those companies you got to worry about. Walmart, Amazon, pick some up. Hey, Jesse, you said let me read. I got to put on my glasses. Just took them off. Jose, I called you Jesse. See, this is why I have to put the glasses on, okay? So forgive me. Put the glasses on. Oh, yeah, your name is Jose. I get it. Hold on, let me see something. The hell? Changing screens. I lost my screen, y'all. There we go. Let me see. You said you held Amazon down 9,000. Wow, half margin. Okay. I think it will bounce. I do too. But I don't know if it's going to bounce from here. I'm starting to feel like 2,500 is in sight. I think we might go there. I hope not, though. Yeah, you said you think it will bounce, and I got Trader Joe. Okay, that's Jewelry Box saying, hey, Trader Joe, Jose, Drew, not Jose. Thank you. She's going to be my correction, because I don't know what the hell I'm reading and talking about. Oh, you said it's been up 7,000. You've been up good. So you've been making that money. You basically sound like you gave it back. Hang in there, right? Let's see. It all depends on the kind of position you got. I'm going to hang in there. I actually think if it goes lower, I lost way more than that, okay? And I think if it goes lower, that I'm even going to get more balls deep, man. I'm going all in. Right, babes? I'm going all in. I don't know if you heard that. And I'm going to just either lose it all or win it all, man. That's the way I really feel, but we're right there at support. If the next level is a cool 500 points down, So let me bring that back up so y'all can see. I always have a problem with this. Let's see. There we go. Right. So the next level is way down here, man. It's basically 2,500. Let's just round it off to a nice even number. That's where it's gonna fall if this doesn't hold. It's trading at 28. That's basically almost another 20% down. Let me measure that. That would be from here to here. It's about 12%, right? So that's significant. It's already down 25%. Is it going to go down 35% from the top? That's what makes you say, damn, Amazon 35%? You're going down. I mean, that's a huge discount. And this is a stock that just didn't participate. It did not participate. It did after the COV 119 when it was at the low, but it was already kind of doing that. It reported great numbers just before that. And then what happened brought everything down. Try not to say those words, guys. And then it kind of popped up, right? And then August 10th, for the most part, 2020, that's it. It was done going higher. And here we are in 2022. And that's why I actually thought it was a safe stock. I actually like the plateau. I like going to sideways action. But I always say, I always said it in every video, just as I expected it to pop out through there, it could do the same on the downside. And because it's volatility, it's like a volatility squeeze right now. And then it expands, and it's going to go hard either way. Right now, it's going hard to the downside. It can pick up that velocity if it breaks this level right where we at right now. So I do worry about that. It's not going to turn around. It's not going to be stock specific. Don't think that Amazon's actually going to turn around and the market is going like up, down. I mean, so the market's going down, get hit for 1.5%, 2%. You're having those kind of days, and Amazon's just up 1%. That's not going to happen. I mean, Amazon's a big part of the queues. A lot of people are in the queues. They trade the queues. If that's going down, Amazon's going down with it. It's not looking at this level, and it's just going to bypass it. So we have to hope the whole market really turns around. Maybe I can't even see Amazon leading the market out, except for some of these big caps. They start reporting. We had Netflix. I can't remember who reports this week, but definitely next week. Amazon is the week after next. February 3rd, I believe. And if it comes out with good numbers, if these tech companies start coming out with good numbers, because it's all about earnings. It really is. Earnings. That's what makes stocks go up. That could kind of change things. And if they come out with shitty earnings like Netflix, whatever, Netflix got hit 25% to the downside. Lost a quarter of its value in one day. That's amazing. So we sitting here talking about, Amazon's down 25% in 70 days. Netflix is down 25% in one day. So if Amazon came out with a BS number, it could get killed. It could be at that 2,500, in one day as well. And then, so the next level after that, here's a level, I don't know if that will hold. This is the major one, that 2,000, right? So we just basically every 500 points from here, right? So 2,500, I don't think it goes. If it hits 2,000, you gotta mortgage the house, you gotta just get in. I really do feel that way. I really think that would be a gift if it gets that low. But if it does, the world, there's a lot of bad things going on. It won't be Amazon specific. It would be just a lot of bad, crazy things going on. Oh man, let me see some of your comments. I don't think. Here we go. Sorry, Jose. All right, Jose, this is, I think, my first time mentioning your name. How about I kind of do my videos? I kind of talk a little bit, and then I kind of go to the comments, and then I'll start talking. I kind of go back and forth. So if you leave a comment and I don't comment, and I don't read your comment, I'll get to it. You says that if you average down your gravy, if it reports it, then not likely Amazon report good earnings. I don't know. I have a feeling, but what I do think I think the bar is low. That's what makes me think they can jump it, so we'll see what happens, because the last several earnings, and I've been watching them all, I've been noticing it's been going less. It's been reversing fast. And for the most part, it's been good earnings. It just hasn't been spectacular. Like, these guys is making money. It's the spend that they don't like, right? The money is coming in. It's the spend. And Amazon's been spending like a madman. And once they stop spending, I think things could turn around for them, And then, of course, I mean, if they announce a stock split, I don't know if they'll do it now, right? Stock splitting already by itself. if they announce a stock split, you're probably up at 10%. It could be a good bottom, right? You never know, or it go up 10%, then it gives it right back. And we know stock splits mean nothing, but sometimes it just, for whatever reason, it just adds juice to the stock. All right, so what's up, man? Let's say people up in here. Yo, say what's up. I'm getting ready to go over some more stocks. I started with Amazon. It's my biggest holding, and very disappointed, man. I'm going down with the ship. Ever since Jeff Bezos left, and I thought about Jeff Bezos left, he sold a bunch of stock. Now I'm thinking, okay, yeah, you flying spaceships, you need a lot of money. You gotta sell stock. Maybe it was more than just, it should have went out with him. Should have let this Jassy guy prove himself. But you would figure, if I'm him, I'm like, hey, all right, stock's not doing good. Been in for a while now. I gotta have a good earnings just to let them know I'm capable of running the company. You know what I mean? And so far, he's showing you're not capable. Nobody, since you've been in charge. The shareholders are not happy here. No shareholders ain't making any money. Oh, all right. So, you said you stuck between sell out and pay capital gains tax. Oh, yeah. I paid a lot of capital gains last year, man. I was so disappointed. It seems like money you're giving away because I'm not cashing out. I sold the stock, but I didn't take it out of my trading account and use it. It's like I just paid money. It's just weird. Kind of, and we at that time now. Yeah, I trade now mostly in my IRA, so I ain't gonna have any of that this year. So good thing, good deal, and yeah, good deal. I was gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna have a lot, but I don't know. Next year, so far I'm not, man. Since the beginning of the market, I'm down, right? I get that capital loss, but now I'm in my IRA. So, let's look at the cues, right? Because this can tell us a little bit more than stock specific, because when I did that video, when the market is just tanking, we don't care. They don't care about individual stocks. They're not deciding to sell stock because, Apple's at its support level or, buy, you know what I'm saying. They're not looking at that. They're just selling. They're selling everything. Anything that they can get money on, they trying to protect money, right? And that's why crypto's going down as well. Everything is going down. It's an asset. And bonds, they buying bonds, right? So maybe that remember that was going down, those bonds, 10 years going up, stocks going down. So maybe that corrects itself a little bit. I don't know. It's like a cascading action. Selling begets more selling. I almost think that's where we are, but we'll see how long it lasts. Looking at the cues, right? So let's clear this out and just kind of do that. Make it nice and pretty for you. And if you look right now, man, we're right there. Let me draw this. We had two. All right, that's one level. But here we are is the level we are at right now. And remember, Amazon is at that same level, right? So, meaning, can we turn this week? We are right there at support. This could be the week we turn around, or the week we break through. This is a critical week. We're doing something, all right? We're either breaking through or we bouncing, and hopefully that bounce is sustainable. It could be just a bounce. By the way, I don't think it will be. We bounce. I think people's going to use that opportunity to get out. But then if it doesn't kind of fall back, then they'll be trying to get back in like wild men, right? So we're right there. Remember, Amazon is right there. It's almost like the same. And then Amazon, if it breaks here, goes to 2,500. Well, if this breaks at 350, we go to 340. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And this drop here, I'm looking at be about a 2.5%, another 2.5% down. Being a Fed week, it could be. It's going to be a week of some action. We know that, right? So there's the cues. And let's look at another stock that, and by the way, I want to show you one stock too. Let's look at Apple real quick because, it's the leaders, like the biggest stock. If you look at it, it just looks like a normal pullback. It was only down 1.28%. And I was looking at that. I'm like, why? People not really selling Apple. To be down 1%, big deal. All right? That's not a sell-off. Anyway, so there to here, it's only down 10%. And that's right at correction territory. So maybe Apple, I don't know. Did they not hit Apple yet? And because 10%, man, that's nothing. We can go to any stock and see a 10%. But here, notice how it's not quite at support yet. So maybe Apple comes down another 3%. And maybe when Apple hits that level, maybe that's when the market turns around. I have a feeling if it hits that level, Amazon is at 2,500, right? Because this goes to be slower. Look at the stochastic. It's still like in that overbought area, just now coming in, so Apple's just been kind of fire. Here's a stock I was looking at, Rivian. I might have to nibble. I might have to find a way to nibble on this. And I'm going to pull up the daily because, my other chart. This candle here that it drew on Friday is very interesting, right? Look at that volume that came in, and look how it was like a reversal. Let me go to the 5 minute. See the sink, and then it's like the buyers kind of came in. It kind of was holding its own, and if we go to the Qs, let me see what the Qs was doing, and it was just the opposite, right? See the Qs closed on its low. So I'm like, Rivian, is that it? Is that the low? Is that the beginning of maybe the market, the Q's trying to turn? Can I use Rivian as that stock? But yeah, Rivian put an interesting candle in on Friday. $64. Remember, this thing went clear up to $180, right? Down. I forgot what the IPO price was, but I think we could pick this up the same price Ford was getting theirs, and Amazon. I don't know what they got theirs at, but I don't know what the IPO price was. We know what the open was, but what was the IPO price? Rivian down 65% from that high, right? And look at that volume. It's almost like that washout volume. That volume, what is that? That capitulation volume for Friday. Total capitulation, man. So it's something to look at. Let's check out Rivian. I think Rivian, when the market does have that bounce day, the stock is going to be up huge. Let me see. I'm stuck between. Hey, am I missing comments? Because I want to talk about what you want to talk about. But I guess since you don't want to talk about anything, I'm going to keep talking about what I want to talk about. All right, so I have let me go to my stock watch list. And I'm on Stock Twits, y'all. Dre Trades. Check me out over there. And I have my list. I look at it every morning. And let's look at Peloton. Right at the top of the list. This used to be my favorite stock. Thought it was the Apple. Thought it was the Apple computer of fitness. But it's not. These guys of management got out. Up at 112, they got out right. Look, man, if y'all seen the news, management got out right there. Let's clear all this out. Let's look at Rivian. Let's look at Peloton. They got out right here. And then boom, did they know something? All them insiders got out, man. It's unbelievable. And then they come out saying, oh, you know what, though? We're gonna slow down making those bikes. Nobody wants them. That was huge. Oh man, unbelievable. That's incredible. So anyway, $27. It was up 11%. That was almost like a capitulation type low. When it came out that news, it went down to 25%, and then it immediately reversed. Look, it was up Friday, 11%. So this could be another sign. It could be another sign that maybe the tech it's coming to an end. Look at that volume at the end, right? It's like, I'm out. Everybody, I'm out of here. They capitulated. All right, 3 days. That's the monthly. Let's go to the daily. I've been capitulating for a month. But look at that volume on Friday. That's the weekly. Look at that volume for the week. Let's go to the daily. There we go. Look at that volume right there. So that's kind of like, right? And that was up 11%. So just something to kind of keep an eye on, right? Just keep an eye on that. Trader Drew. Sorry, y'all gotta forgive I'm telling you, I can't see shit. He says Tesla should have had super positive earnings. Any thought? Should have super positive. I think that, I look at Tesla. By the way, Tesla is my second biggest position. So you know that the boy here is getting destroyed. I like Tesla a lot. I actually like the way the chart looks a little better. Tesla is doing, if you look at that monthly, right, it's just doing what it does. If you look at that monthly, it's normal. Tesla has these moments and then it bounces back with a vengeance. So I'm not really actually worried about Tesla. But when you pull up I feel more comfortable in Tesla's downturn, maybe because it's just a volatile stock, than the Amazon. I don't know why that is, but if you come here and you go there, right, it's down 22% in, where's my days? In 20 days. I mean, Tesla's really getting killed. It's funny because I have options on Tesla where I sold let me come here. Yeah, the Jan 2050s. I sold the 2050s. No, it was the 2024s. And I keep an eye on this particular option strike because when Tesla was, here it is, when Tesla was trading at 1200 almost, I rode that thing up. I had damn near straight calls, right? I rode that thing up from like 750 to 1200. I made a killer on that. And I was like, you know what? I'm selling. It was a big up day. I was like, I'm selling some options. I'm selling the upside. And I still wanted to be in a stock, so I decided to sell way out there, 2050. Look, this thing is going. I sold it when Tesla was at 1200. When was that? A month or two ago, right? Everything was looking good. I sold it for 7,000. I thought I made a killing. I was like, oh man, 2,000. Yeah, Tesla would have to double, and I still got $7,000 for selling that upside. Well, look, Tesla is now 943, and I'm losing money on that trade. It's to sell. I wish I could sell it now. It's a $13,000 sale if I could sell that upside. When I see things like that, it tells me that they know Tesla's going higher. When those out of the money options they increased, even though the stock is falling. It tells you something. It tells you that it's going there, man. So I look at the option pricing and I say, yeah, these guys, man, they know what they're doing. They worried about Tesla reaching that 2050. They want some premium for that. So let's keep. I think once it turns around, I mean, Tesla. Here's the thing, man. The market's going down. Everything is going to get killed. Everything, right? So once it turns around, this is why you have to have that list. Once it turns around, you got to get in the stocks. Get it. You got to be in there. You know the stocks that's going to pop. I think that day we turn around first. That could be a good sign of which stocks are really popping, because those are the ones where they want to own. Where are they going in first, right? Tesla's going to be one of those stocks. I don't. My first biggest stock. I don't know about Amazon. Why I say that? Because it hasn't gone up in a year and a half, but we'll see. And it's been going down. And lately, it's been going down as the market was going up, right? So I don't know, but I do know Tesla is gonna be one of those stocks. Right now, it's down. It's at 943. Say 2 days of upside. This thing could be at 1100. Easy, right? So it's like, it'll get it right back. Tesla's doing good things. They've been working on the infrastructure for a while, and it's starting to pay off. All them battery plants and things that they've been doing. So the truck is coming out this year. What's that pickup truck thing? Yeah, I think it has room. I think it's going higher. I feel comfortable. I've been actually thinking about, do I want to make Tesla my biggest position? But I'm afraid of the stock as well, because if they do fall, meaning they come out with a bad earnings or something bad comes out, this thing could tank as well. It has the ability to just say, I'm out of here. Anyway, look at this weekly. You see it's got higher highs over here. I mean, it's on trend. It's not doing anything that's weird, like Amazon breaking new lows. This thing is still doing its thing, right? So I feel good owning this. I do. That's weird, because I used to be afraid of Tesla. Now I feel good. I feel good about it. I don't know why. But I don't know about, you had said, Trucker Dave, that you should have it has super positive earnings. So far, they came out with those numbers not too long ago, and it just totally blew expectations. As a matter of fact, I think it was trading at 1,000, and it immediately damn near went to 1,200. In 2 days. It was incredible. So I think they will have good earnings. Yeah, it's, hey, this is the stuff the market's throwing out everything, and this is where you can get those deals. So I think Tesla is one of those deals that you can pick up. Keep an eye on it. This is going to be one of it was down 5% on Friday. This is going to be one of them stocks that turn around first. One of the stocks that I don't ever really talk about, but I like it for portfolio stability, is Rockwell Automation, right? So this is in my list. See how it's just nice. It's a beautiful stock chart. It's got some volatility. I don't like the way a lot of these stocks traded over the last, since the COVID 19 low, because the straight up, I don't like when stocks do that. So yeah, there's going to be some correction, and maybe even Rockwell goes down to this level as well. I noticed a lot of stocks look like they want to go to the breakout level, and we'll come down. We'll hopefully show some of those later. But here's the breakout level, right? You got the pre COVID low, right? So here, will it come to here? Will Rockwell come to here? I don't know. Damn, it's down 41. No, I'm gonna say no, it's not. Let's talk about something else, man. Let's talk about, is a stock that I Callaway. Oh my gosh, I'm in Callaway Golf because strictly because they own Top Golf, and Top Golf is amazing. They really just starting to blow it up. There's only like 11 locations across the country. We getting ready to get one in Louisville for 12. We getting a Top Golf, babe. Yeah, over there by Oxmoor. Anyway, but it's a. I think they're gonna turn into Top Golf. Anyway, it's fun. They take all your money. I like places that take all your money, and it introduces people to golf. And then they can start selling their Callaway gear, Callaway balls, things like that, right? So right there, looks like it could be at the turnaround point. But here is the pre-COVID low. I'm going to have to call that code for something. So maybe $22, maybe another $20 to the downside. I like the volume is... I was not capitulating volume, but people are getting out. Good. Get out so I can get in. Anyway, I do like this stock. It's one of my favorites. Oh, actually, it was up Friday. See, it was up 26 cents on Friday, so it avoided all of that. This could be the low for right there at support for Callaway. So this is like the third stock we looked at that. It's right there at support, and maybe it will turn around. All right, so let's see. Well... Oh, all right, babes. You've been moderating. We're gonna get DocuSign, man. ARC. Oh man, we've been talking offline. I don't. Oh, you must be talking. DOCU. Let's look at Doc. Ooh, gosh, man. You just look at this and go, I don't even know what to say. I think it goes lower. I think this comes way down. This is going lower. Look at that H pattern. This is... I don't like it. I don't know. I'm not trying to catch that. I just don't like it. I don't know what to say about that one. Just maybe when it... You can't get in until it shows some kind of stability, right? Otherwise, this thing is ugly, man. Wow, giving back all of those gains. I think the level of support is going to be that pre-COV low, right? Right there, 90. So where's that? 113, 116. I'm going to say it's going down to 90. I'm going to say it's going to give back all of those gains. Every single one of them. 90. Wow, look at that. No, I don't think we're gonna. I mean, that's some harsh words there, Ark. Saying we're gonna get docued because I haven't pulled that chart up in a while. Speaking of, I'm just for some reason I just thought of Ark, high flyer, and this is that example. I did a video a while ago where I talked about, and it's all the time, the hot fund manager, right, ETF or mutual fund is really rarely ever the next year. It's like you usually go to the bottom. It's almost like the dogs of the Dow strategy, where you buy the 10 highest yielding Dow stocks every year, because generally if it's yielding high, it's done the worst, right? And it reverses. It's like this. It was the hot ETF manager last year, and now she's the worst. Went right to the bottom for the most part, and you almost know it was gonna happen, just because of history. You just don't stay hot like that. She was just in the right stock. The way she picks stocks is they became in favor. You know what I mean? So she got momentum, but people's just getting out, man. This thing's down 55% for the year. Let me see. Open here, right? Last year and close here. So last year her fund was down 25%, and then the beginning of this year, right? You're already down 26%, and we only been in open for business for 3 weeks, and already 26% down. So where's this one stop? This is another example, I think, right there, that COV high, right there, 20. What is that? 59. And I think, and you notice a lot of these stocks, they almost there. So I think that once they get there, like, that's maybe where we turn. You know what I mean? So I think where the whole market turns, it's like the market's taking back all of that. So let's go to another stock. Starbucks. We're going to pull up Starbucks. I totally abandoned my Starbucks position, by the way. It used to be one of my biggest positions. And this is the one where I did get out in time. I took some heat, but I got out for the most part in time. It looked like it was going to break and go a lot lower. This is something I'm actually looking to get back in. But look right here. Right here. Let's see. See that? We're right there at support. Maybe it turns around. Hopefully we don't break through. A lot of volume came in that's the first 3 weeks. Wow, man. Just look at that. Look at that down here. So hopefully we turn here. If not, we're going lower. We're going to 90. So we'll see what happens with Starbucks. This is like a blue chip, man. This is something you want to get into. This is like a gift, I think. It's starting to become gift territory. You saw it several times right here. See how it went down, immediately turned around. You blinked, you missed that one. Here, you almost blinked and missed that one, and it's given us another opportunity. Don't know where that turns around at, but it's given us that opportunity. You can almost start scooping these up now. I mean, Starbucks, everywhere, every time they still got lines wrapped around the building for people trying to drop $5 on a coffee, so doesn't even matter. You got to get in there. What's wrong? McDonald's. Since we on this restaurant kick, one of my faves. I was in this for stability. I'm not. I actually sold a lot of my McDonald's to get into the high flyers. Big mistake. Actually, I made some money. I made some money doing that. But I think you always got to have some McDonald's. Look, you can't tell anything happened. What happened? Nothing. It was even up $1.46 on Friday. I mean, solid. McDonald's is solid. In the whole restaurant space, this is the stock that you want to own. We always need McDonald's in our life. Quick lunch. They're the fastest with the drive-through. Just go get something quick and get the hell out of there. Food is not the greatest, though. Shake Shack, a stock that I like. I don't know what's going on with this stock. Wow. This one is sitting at a level of support as well. Notice how when you look at a stock, it does the same thing. So here's right, it's kind of right there, support, just like a lot of other stocks. How about we clear it all out and start from scratch, right? Just like a lot of other stocks. Right, sitting right there, maybe a little lower, kind of here. Yeah, maybe a little, maybe not the greatest line. Maybe I could have drew it a little higher. and then they'll show it being broken. But if you look at it, this is just what it does, right? Boom. That's why I had these lines here. You get every year and a half, you're just getting that drop. Here's another one. So what happens after that, right? After these, even had one here, but then it took a while for that to turn. You got steep inclines. So I expect, Shake Shack to get one of these numbers. And notice that every time it had one, you got a higher high. So this is actually, it's not bad, right? So this one should be even higher. When this thing starts to rip, keep an eye out on Shake Shack. It probably means that the PANDAEMEIC MOUSE is gone, right? So, and then it could start going higher. I think once we're out and everything is getting back to normal, this is one of those, I think it's finally going to catch its trend. But you can see what happens with this. You can see the pattern. Next move is up. Wait for that big candle, right? Like we had here, right? Or just a green monthly candle. And then maybe you can say, okay, this is it. I'm going to ride this baby all the way up to the top. So I like Shake Shack. How about, I think that's all my restaurant faves. Take Two. Was it Take Two? No, it was Activision that Microsoft decided to buy. And then I guess it turned around that Take Two, right? Because now they think someone's got to buy that. This thing was breaking and then turn around. Stick save by Microsoft. Anyway, but interesting, very choppy. I actually thought this was going to be my stock of the year kind of last year, but it wasn't. It was worse. Terrible pick, but I don't know. It might be save. This could be the low. That low right there could be the low. By the way, this is another sign of maybe we're at the turnaround. We're right there, right? Because this one pre-turnaround. All right, so let's look at another one. Let's look at EA. I guess we look at all the games, right? Same thing. This thing is almost hitting an all-time high. It was up 13 cents, almost an all-time high. This could be the sector to be in. Maybe this gaming, right? And maybe, I guess, the whole metaverse thing. And then I'm missing one, Activision. This is probably the high because of the sale. No, it's not there, but a huge month, right? This thing is, it's down 40 cents. So right there, it's, right there at resistance, right? Pushing higher, stochastic turning higher. So this one's actually not sitting on support, looking for a bounce, bumping up against resistance, looking to blow through, right? So, little different. So this could be the area, right, to the sector to kind of be maybe excited about. I was excited about it, then I got unexcited about it because they just put a bad year in. I was like, what the hell is going on? Matter of fact, I'm just looking at this. Yeah, that's the same pattern as Amazon, damn near. And you can see the breakdown. Hopefully Amazon doesn't do anything like that. That would be ugly. How about this, Las Vegas Sands? One of the stocks that go down. Let's go to the weekly on this one. Where I was like, what is going on? It could have gave us that early sign of the market's weak. We need to get out. It could have done that, but it did do that. But did we pay attention? No. But it's bouncing. Right? See, it's holding that resistance point. Support, and it's heading higher. I had a green day on Friday. So Las Vegas. Think about Home Depot. Wow, right there at that diagonal support. Perfect time to buy. It's funny how that line is drawn already. I don't know what made me draw that line. Like, I just knew it was going to get down there, but you can't get no more perfect than that. If it blows through that, we could be in for trouble, right? So you have to draw that line here, and then it probably come to there and fill that triangle up, right? So maybe down to here. Let's see what happens. The Home Depot is sitting right, perfect at that diagonal support level. How about these are the blue chips that this is the stuff that kind of needs to be on your list, Wow, that person just was going off. Yeah, that's the stuff that kind of needs to be on your list. Home Depot, things like that. McDonald's, well, should have been on your list, I guess, earlier. Let's look at the next one. Like I said, Nike, right? Just needs to be on your list. See, it broke that diagonal support. And let's draw this one. This one's not the greatest line. I could draw this one, but you can see it broke. Maybe it didn't. If it turns around next week, that means it would have held, right? So we'll see what happens. Nike's very interesting level right here. It's either going to bounce here or go lower, like a lot of stocks, but we'll see what happens. Let me see what the daily volume looked like, right? It was up. It was actually up, so maybe on good, pretty decent volume. So maybe this thing turns. Maybe that's the low, right? Nike, something to keep keep an eye on that. I like that. Airbnb, another travel name like Las Vegas, still, since it came out, doesn't know what to do. Right up, down. Look at that range, big range, and you can see here I got little range that broke out, and I was very impressed with that one because what was happening with the sickness thing, it was getting worse, and this thing was starting to push up to new highs. Then it finally gave in, and then I don't know. I would like to see it break out of this whole range. I think it actually will. I mean, but if you shrink it down like that, just doing nothing, it's right in the middle of the range. Hopefully this thing finds the direction and goes that way. Hopefully it starts to go higher. I think it's going to go higher. Don't know. All right, so let's look at a bank or investment bank, Goldman Sachs. The street was so excited about these guys, about this sector. And who started that? Was it JP Morgan when they came out? Just wasn't good numbers, or was it Citibank? They just started getting destroyed. This is one of the few that I'm looking at. You see where it's gap down and go down, right? So I had looked at JP Morgan. I did a video, it was last week, and I had highlighted the fact that look at that outside weekly bar. That thing was a guarantee to go lower. And sure enough, look at that. I should have put a put in on that one. But right now, does it continue? I don't know. We are right there at support. Is it going to break? I don't know. So it's another stock that's sitting right there. So it's showing you that from what we've been looking at, because a lot of stocks are sitting right there. We either going to, and hopefully we don't have that Monday. You don't want to have the Monday where we're up on the futures 200. We want that whoosh down. We want to be down 200 in a reversal. We want something like that. Down 200, 300, 400, which you're going to feel the pain, but you want to see that reversal. Just as if we saw, was it Friday, Thursday? It was the other way around. And I think it was up like 1% on all the indices. And then we went down 1%. That was a crazy, insane reversal. I was like, wow. So you want that on the other side as well. I don't know, but a lot of stocks are right there. They're right there saying, maybe we got the correction. Let's look at the measurement for that. From that high, which was not too long ago, to now, it's down 15%. Stocks are really just selling off. Oh, man. Let's look at Walmart. I like what's happening here. I've been trading this forever. I'm not doing it now, but forever. And the reason why I got out, because it hasn't been doing nothing, just like Amazon. But we're been a little bit more volatile in this 130 to 140 range, and it's been staying there forever. But look, it's still in that range. So is this something you can buy a put on, just waiting for it to waterfall down like everything else, or is this showing you something that, hey, maybe it's holding on here, but when everything gets together, it goes higher? I don't know, but Walmart hanging in there. It's odd, but it's hanging in there. You can't even tell there's a sell-off, right? So interesting, right? Yeah. Trade today, JRH. You're waiting on these institutions to turn this market around. Yeah, because they're going to be the ones that do it. Us little tiny money. Even though, didn't we do it at the COVID low? I don't know if we do it. Dang, I said the word. Man. I don't know if we do it again, because I think a lot of people that got in are already, they wiped out. We see some of their favorite stocks. The market, that's a good thing. The market is doing what it normally does. It's back to normal, right? So I don't know. They might be afraid to get back in, right? They got in, made a lot of money. I think a lot of people probably lost that money, and now they feeling this market sucks. So do they step in? Does the retail investor step in and bounce this market like they did a couple of years ago, or is it going to be the institutions? To me, it seems like the institutions because there's a lot of good deals, and they got to put money to work, right? They can't be the Kathy Woods and be down 25%. There's some of these big stocks that they like because they can buy a lot of it and not own the company. They gotta. I forgot. I lost my words. They gotta buy these things, and so it makes me think it's got that natural support level. These are stocks that they like hanging out in, hiding a lot of money in. You ever look at mutual funds or even ETFs, and it says we have, $50 billion in assets, and that's just one fund. That's like 7,000, 8,000 funds, and we have 100 billion in assets. We got 25 billion in. Where do you think all of this money goes? It really can't go to small companies because they'll buy it. All right, so it goes to the Apples, and right, because they could buy a bunch of it, and they're not going to own Apple. They'll still own a small, tiny piece. It's a $2-3 trillion company now. I don't even know. Multiple trillions. Didn't it hit 3 trillion the other day? Or was it 2 trillion? I can't even remember. Anyway, but yeah, so I think they always will come back to these money just for the fact that they are large. That fact alone, and they're good growth, right? It's good growth for them. So anyway, all right, so let's look at some more. By the way, I'm going off my list on StockTwits. I look at this list every day. It's Caterpillar. I kind of like it a little bit lower, but yeah, I like Caterpillar. I like the way let's look at the monthly. Yeah, a little bit lower. Like it seems like it's got to come down just a little bit. Caterpillar. I used to be in that. When I wrote some of this, because I was in these kind of stocks when we had that low a couple years ago, right? And you can see what happened. They just went straight up. It's ridiculous. So it's giving some of that back. And just like a lot of the stocks, I think it's got to give it back. Look at the stick it's putting in on that monthly. We got another week to go in the month, and it's just not. It's kind of bearish, like. So let's just see. It just seems like it needs to come in a little bit more. But still not bad. Not bad. And then I told you about this E-Hang stock. It's down a couple of bucks. I need to. I don't know. I just own I own the 1740 call spread. Can't really talk about it. Don't know much about it. EEM. I'll tell you what. The emerging markets. It's been hanging in there. Look at it. It's nothing. There's no sell off. But it hasn't been doing nothing. It made me stay out of it because it's been doing nothing. But there's no sell off. So it's kind of interesting, right? Just because the fact that it's not selling off makes it interesting. Maybe the emerging markets finally turn around and start going higher. And you can see what this is the monthly. What does this go back to 2003? It's just chop. But notice how we are on the top of the range. All of this, right? We're up here. So if I shrink this down like that, do we finally start chopping up here? It's just interesting. Just something to keep an eye on. Remember, this is years. This is like 2003. I mean, EEM used to be, when I first started getting in, it was a place to be. But ever since that 2007 incident, right, it's just sideways. Crash, sideways. No movement. But can we get to this again? Can we get to that era? Maybe when everything settles down overseas, maybe it will start, heading higher. So it's just interesting. I got a little bit of my TSP going in there. I had a lot of it kind of sheltering money, but then there's just a little bit going in there now. Let's look at one of the other giants, Microsoft. I typed that in wrong. Let's see what JRH is saying. You said you're waiting on it. Okay, you're good this far in the video. They're not looking this long.
Whenever you said COVID.
Oh, okay. Oh man, yeah. I be trying not to say. I mean, it's bad enough my videos get no love, but I don't want to really, put it ruin it just because I said a stupid word. Anyway, but yeah. Look at Microsoft. Microsoft hasn't put in a candle like that, and look, I don't even know when. Here was one, but yeah, and that was the low. That couple, yeah. So it's funny, Microsoft. It's normal. It's really a normal chart. Okay, so what is down? It's a correction. Like it's almost like not even a correction here. Let me go to the weekly. It's just down. It's just down a little bit. So wow, that is down 15%. Yeah, it's down 15% for does it just looks Microsoft has been such a juggernaut. When you look at it monthly like that, it doesn't even look like that's a 15% candle. So it goes to show you that these candles were humongous and it's given some of it back. Okay, big deal. When you look at this chart, big deal, right? Let's draw a line like that. Oh, wait a minute now. Hold on now. Let me fix this. Clear all this stuff out. Right, so this has been an uptrend. Let's see, is it over? It's right there, just like a lot of the other stocks. That's what I thought. So you zoom into that, right? Just kind of make it like that, pull it in a little bit, and you can see it's right there on support for the most part. You got to draw a diagonal support on this one because it's just been going up. So it's at that point where if the market turns around, everything will be normal. It's at that point, right? And then here is the next level. So if it breaks that diagonal, maybe we go to 250. That's not, wow, that'll be a lot. That'll be 20% down. Woo. 300, yeah, almost 20. It's ridiculous. Now it makes me think that, okay, you look at 15%. You look at it and you say, you look at it and you say, oh, yeah, just go down here. That's no big deal. But then it's like, damn, that'll be another 15%. If that was 15%, this entire move will be 30%. Makes you be like, that can't happen, but you never know. So let's see if it holds there because if Microsoft, and then this is another stock, if it gets down there, man, the market is like terrible. And when we look at a lot of these stocks like DocuSign, the market's already, how much lower are these stocks going to go? Are they, maybe some of these stocks go out of business. I don't know. But if it goes down there, the market's in bad shape. If they sell off Microsoft another 15%, the entire market is in bad shape. So I hope we don't see that. Hopefully this is it, and it kind of could bounce here. For yield, I got AT&T on my list. I don't know why. I thought about buying a bunch here with that low, but maybe I should have. I don't know. It's just so crummy. It's about, but that was a huge low. It was like, wow, but I don't know. Let's see what this thing is yielding. 7.82 yield, right? Just for the yield and get in there. And yeah, I almost think it might give you another opportunity. We'll see. They didn't. Yeah, they punished it a little bit. They didn't punish AT&T with the Netflix debacle there, but it's down 1.5%. Maybe because it's low already. Anyway, I keep that on my list. IWM, small caps. I was bullshitting. I had a straight call in this, by the way. I should have known. I could have picked up the Amazon because this is just like Amazon. And I had a leap call on this breakout. Just one. And you see it was fake. It came right back to the bottom. Remember I always said if you get that fake breakout at the top, you go right to the bottom of the range. Right to the bottom. And there it is. And I don't even see any. Looking at the monthly, the support's way down here. So, wow. Small caps can have a lot further to go. It's like, man. Down another 12%. Look at, see if there's Here's maybe some support. That's very little. Not really. It's 191. But yeah, small caps. Not looking good. There's no support. Anyway, so where would this line bring us? Right there at the pre-COVID low. Right there. So it could turn here. Here's a little level, right? Right about here. Right there. Gotta draw that straight. So maybe we're there. It's not a lot of support action. I mean, it's just that, what is that? About 3 weeks of trading activity where it hung around the same price level where it closed, and yeah, right there. Maybe that's 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's offering a little support right where it's at right now. See what happens. So that's another area where it could turn. We crashed into it. The thing is with a lot of these stocks that we're looking at, we crashing into them hard. Like, boom, we just right at that level. So what's going to happen? I don't know. How about SMH? I had some calls, and this is wild. Same here. And notice they're all doing the same thing like Amazon did. I think it was going to break out. Wait a minute. I can't remember the level I got in. Might have been here. Yes, it was, because it was here. It broke out. It came back in. I got rid of the position. Thought it was actually going to go to the bottom of the range here. Then it went up, and I was like, oh, silly me. I knew I should have stayed in it. And look, it's coming right back in. So we'll see. The pre-COVID low is way down here. I don't think it gets way down here. I mean, semiconductors shortage, yeah, I don't think it's coming way down there. But in this range, yeah, maybe the bottom of the range. We'll see what happens. This would be an interesting area. One of the bigger holdings, Taiwan Semi, in that index, down 3%. You can see just sideways action. Double top here, right? It's amazing how when these things turn, like the whole market's going down, but look, was that the perfect double top? Of course. Anyway, so maybe it comes back into the range, the bottom of the range. And then another big one is AMD. Did I type it in there? Wow, it's a little different. See, Taiwan's the one to be in. But when AMD starts to turn, maybe this is the one you want to be in if you like. I think this area is hard, so I like to hold SMH. Just own them all for the most part. Look at that breakout. Crazy, just giving it right back. It looks like AMD has further to go. I bet you it goes down to 100. That's where a lot of activity. I think that's where it's going. 105, 100. Just giving it all back. Hey, I got somebody that, babe. Um, let's look at Expedia. Travel stock, like Airbnb. And that's why it's kind of like an Airbnb, because it's in that lower part of the range. But you see how that, so you had all of these travel stocks are doing well, even under the circumstances. So it almost makes me think, okay, travel's doing, so the economy shouldn't be all that. I mean, people's going to travel and spend money. Expedia looking good. You can't tell what's going on with the market by looking at Expedia. I'm not in it. I'm in RCL though. I'm in the cruise lines and down 3%. Okay, no big deal. It's doing what the cruise line's been typically doing. And then of course CCL back below 20. I sold 30 puts, but I'm still good with that position. I'm good if it goes down to 15.10. I'm good. I'm willing to hold it. Sold the 30 puts for 1,000, puts me in at 20. So it's $20. No loss there. Over the next couple of years, anything over, I can't think if I did a year or two out, anything over 20 is a gain. But sometimes there's opportunity cost there, because let's say it's 22, I just made a couple $100. I put up a lot of money just to make a couple $100. So it could have been in better things. But I tell you what, it's in a good thing now because it's safe. It's not just crashing like everything else. If you look at CCL Carnival, you can't tell what's going on with the market. It's just doing what Carnival does, just kind of hanging out. I do think it turns. You see what's going on with RCL. One of the stocks that the ETFs that I follow, oh, this broke through. This is like, I guess, the QQQJ, right? I like this ETF because, but see how it broke? That's very interesting. Kathy Woods is, I think, is in a lot of these stocks. This is like that, the next 100 stocks. So you like got the QQQ, the top 100, NASDAQ 100. The QQQJ is the juniors, the 101 to 200 kind of. And some of those stocks are going to be big boys, right? So I kind of was liking this. I like the whole idea of the ETF, but look at it. It's giving it up. I liked it when it came out and everything was working sideways. You think it's going to break higher? No, it gave it up, right? So this sell-off is really the sell-off of the companies, all them spec companies and the companies that don't make any money, and those companies all get, I mean, we saw it like the Peloton, they're getting hit in the chin. So that's what this whole sell-off is. It's about those companies, and Kathy Woods has a lot of those companies. That's why her ETF is just going down like that. But this is a straight ETF of those companies as well, and you can see what's happening there. But and that's why I do like the still Amazon, the Teslas, the Apple. I like them all because they're gonna go back to those. They always do. Down 20%, the QQQJ, right at that bear market territory, right? So let's see what happens. There's no support here until here, so a little bit further to go. If you notice when we was looking at these stocks, it looks like a lot of them are ready to turn around now or just a little bit further to go. So it tells me we're going to turn this week or maybe just go down just a little bit more and then we turn. Like we're towards the end. That's my analyst of looking at everything. We're towards the end. And if it goes further, we're in a lot of trouble. Maybe it's because of, some of it made me think because the whole Russia, Ukraine thing. If they invade, it's going to be ugly. We have it's going to be ugly wars out there. So maybe that's kind of the reason, that the underlying reason, that's what's really going on. So a lot of this did start when I think Russia started advancing their troops on the line. So it could be some of the underlying. Like if that situation turns around and the markets bounce, you might have your answer. Like So we'll see what happens. Did we look at Google? No. Google right there, just like the other stocks. So let's clear all of this stuff out. It looks like it's a little lower. Let's bring it down. Right here. Slightly, ever so slightly breaking, but right there at support. So maybe, you know what? No, I drew this. Well, it's right there. I could have probably drew this a little lower. Wow, man, I'm getting all the bots. Anyway, so another one that's just popping in right at the support, I should say. So see what happens. Google needs to turn. One stock I was happy about that, wow, it gave it all back. Lululemon, been playing this. This was one of my biggest positions at the time. I think I got in here. I got in at the top of the range, either here or here. I can't remember. I think it might have been this one. And it went way down, and I bailed. When it broke this level here, I bailed. I was like, I can't believe, what is going on? And then it came back with a vengeance. It did exactly what I thought it was going to do. It went from $300 to $480, almost $500. Oh, man. So now look, almost $300 again. $500. That's crazy, isn't it? It's another fake break. Just gave it up. I think this is something you can get in on a turn. It's down 36%. in 2 months. Lululemon, huge stock. That's insane. 2 months they give up all of those gains. That's just incredible. I'm not in it. It makes me go. It just makes me shake my head. It's so volatile. You just want to hold and make money, and you're doing. Look at that monthly. Oh man, that is ugly. Look at the COVID low. That was down 50%, right? So here, yeah. So it could be time to maybe, if you like Lulu, to get in. Wow, something must have happened. Because Lulu is not. It's not a spec kind of play. They make money, so it's interesting here. Wow, gotta keep an eye on Lulu. How about Chipotle Mexican Grill? Look at that one. That's what we talked about. Gave it all back. Well, here's the low, the pre-rally low. So right there at the bottom of the range, just like Lululemon. I made a lot of money in the stock. I rode this up, and I got out. I actually got out at the top. Oh my gosh, I got out at the top. I'm looking to get back in. Let's see what, I don't know. It's scary. Down 30% in 60 days. One of the best stocks in the market, right? 30% in 60 days. Right back to that. Yeah, so it's incredible. Gave it all back. You're feeling good. You buy the breakout. You're feeling good, and just gives it back in a couple months. Gone. It took years. It's just, the velocity on the downside. It just makes you go, ugh. All right, so let's look at some more. Booking. You know what? I made money. I probably lost money. It's so volatile here. Booking almost looks like you had the fake breakout here, back in the range. Eventually, the stock is going to break through. It's so volatile, though. It's still hanging out towards the top, down 3. I don't know. I don't know what this thing is going to do. I just got my eye on it, but very volatile up here. Options are wide, too. If you play options, you're going to take a hit getting in and a hit getting out. Snowflake. Very interesting to see what this company done. This is one of the most expensive stocks on the market. It's hanging in there, down 4%. Let's see what it does when they report. Interesting. They made a nice little run towards the top, and it's giving it all back. Let's see what Snowflake is doing. Snowflake down. Okay, it's 34%. It's another stock getting hit. Facebook, should have talked about this earlier. I bought a little bit of this, $100 worth. I'm starting to buy stocks again, by the way. Just now that they're coming in, not the options, just get a little stock positions, and my plan is to never sell them. So I'm trying to do something like that. So I bought a little bit of Facebook, and just for the whole meta thing, the whole metaverse. I like what they got going on out of all, because they demoed it. The other companies, you don't really know. You just guessing. You're just really guessing. We know the companies that are going to be there, but I don't know. Facebook could be a leader. They could be a leader. Then it'll be a whole new revenue source. I mean, it's like so yeah, I'm liking Facebook for that. And it's, for the most part, when the market was this thing has been holding, even with before they changed the name and the Capitol Hill stuff, and they've been hanging in there. And that just makes me go, I was like, okay, these guys are not giving it up like they used to, so interesting. I'm keeping an eye on that. Notice it's right there at support, just like a lot of the other stocks, right? So is it going to bounce here? We'll find out. It's down hard down $300. I think that's actually a good price. All here, it hung out this is strong support here, this $300 level. Let's see what happens. Because this is when I was in. I got out at 305, I think. I rolled this up, and then I got out around here. I missed this move. and it's back there. So I'm interested again. Yeah. I should have talked about this one with the AMD, but Micron, we'll look at it real quick. This is a volatile stock. It's volatile. That's all I know about Micron. But it's at the top of the range, right? You look at the moving averages. They wavy, but they're going up. So you gotta like Micron. Boeing looks like CCL, RCL. You can't tell. That was down 4%. Can't tell it's really a sell-off. It's just doing Boeing thing. Volatile. Maybe if it breaks that, we can finally head to the upside. I got long leaps. So I just know it's going to turn. You just got to, man. It's only you and somebody else that makes planes. It's really the only reason why I'm in there. Redfin. Right? Oh, man. Look at the volume on that. By the way, I like Open Door a little better. And they're down. And it's below the SPAC price. Yeah, I bought some options long on this one. These guys bring in the revenue. They're not quite making money yet, but I think they will. I think this could be a good price. And you're like, man, that's Open Door. Get out of here. Let me see something. If I could go to Yahoo Finance. Where's my figures? Now I can't find my apps. Why is it not in here? Who's here? Oh, okay. What's up, Cashmatic? Where you been? All right, so if I pull up Open Door, and if I pull up the financials, you could see the I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me pull up my and maybe y'all can see that, right? You can see those. Look at that graph. Maybe it's backwards, right? And then you see how it goes back down. That's from the COVID low. But then when you pull up the quarterlies, I mean, look how these guys are just bringing in the money. And then you see where the net income, it's almost green. These guys are almost there, man, with making money. We know the revenue is coming in. It's insane, right? So look at the price, man. It's like below the SPAC price. I think that, I don't think, as long as there's inflation, real estate's going to be good. And I think that it's going to turn around, right? So I don't usually get into fundamentals, but these guys is bringing in some cash. And they starting to blow up. There's a lot of locations to still be in the United States. And yeah, I think they could be, it's interesting, right? So I like stocks that's like that. They bring it in the dough. They just got to watch their spending and things like that and turn around. It looks like they're getting there, right? So that's open. Go back to this. Go back to my little chart. So y'all see, I be looking at a lot of stocks. All right, so that's open. The king of that space is Zillow, right? And you can see Zillow just getting crushed as well. If you want a safer play, Zillow, you know, they doing the flipping houses. They decided not to do that no more. It looks like it wants to break here. You take another leg lower. It might go to these lows, just like we saw with Redfin and Open Door. But if you want that safer play, it's probably Zillow. These guys was going down. It's unbelievable. I tried to make a play right here and to see it failed, came to bounce through. So, oh man, we talked about Tesla. We talked about ARK. Here's one, Robin Hood, right? This is one of giving it all back. Unbelievable. At the low, $12, $13. I don't know what to say about that one. I don't think Robin Hood is you don't want to, like, if you want to hold this business, get Schwab, right? Schwab, go to Schwab. SCHW. SC, yeah, SCHW. And there you go. There you have it, right? All-time high, basically. So I don't see why you would want to own Hood. Just own Schwab, right? Yeah, done. Okay, we talked about it. Anyway, ARKF. This is the ARK financials. I thought this was a good another ARK fund. I was like, okay, she's in the fintechs, right? We know fintechs is getting destroyed, so that will get destroyed. And this, I tell you what, this has me scratching my head. I'm like, why? this is where it's at. But I don't know. It's getting destroyed. This Square, these are the leaders of the fintech space. PayPal. I think what's that one with the bank that just got some action or bid? No, but they became a bank. SoFi. Is it SoFi? I don't even know the SoFi. They are a stock, right? SoFi. Is that it? SoFi Technologies? I can't bring it up, sorry. But SoFi is it, and I think they caught a little, but they was trading down. They got a nice little bid when they became a bank. They allowed to become a bank. But you see how PayPal, after all of this, it still broke that support. What is going on? What is going on? So I don't know. That don't look good. Look at the volume, man. These guys. I don't know what to say. I've been looking at I don't know what to say about PayPal, and I don't know what to say about Square either. Square's got sitting at a little bit of support. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's like something's happening. Is it Bitcoin? Maybe it's Bitcoin. Yeah, because Bitcoin is. But these been going down before the Bitcoin tank. I think I got live Bitcoin on here. Oh, so you can see what's happening with Bitcoin right now. Let's pull up a 5-minute. Oh, yes, right at a low. Ugh. Yeah. By the way, since we go to Bitcoin, we go to MicroStrategy. I'm taking a hit here. This is probably my third largest position. So I'm in some shitty stocks. Sitting at a low. I was in those stocks where I'm going to hit grand slams for the most part. And I'm striking out and the game is over on all of them. So it's kind of at the bottom of the range. This is not going to turn around unless Bitcoin turns around. That's it. Simple. They have to start pricing. You know, they got Bitcoin on their balance sheet. They got to price it. When it loses money, they got to reflect that in the earnings. But when it makes money, they don't. It's a weird thing, right? So it's not going to be a good earnings for them as well. They're still up on their Bitcoin holdings, but as long as Bitcoin's going down, this is going to go down. Keep going straight down. They got hit hard, down 17% on Monday. Incredible. So that's what that's about. And see where it is. Look at that chart and pull up Bitcoin again. Almost the same chart, right? Almost the same chart, but MicroStrategy is like here. So hopefully, by the way, I'm buying Bitcoin still. Still a believer and still buying it. I think it's a great deal, great sale. Feel good about it. But being in options, you know, options is about time. And I got options on MicroStrategy. Even though it's a year, 2 years out, still, it's time. You know, come on, Bitcoin, make up your mind. Need you to turn around and go higher. Every day, don't. It's just time. I'm blowing time. So, yeah, that's Bitcoin. What else can we talk about? How about Alibaba? Let me bring up my comments, by the way. I think I bored a lot of people. People left. You say you're buying calls and leaps and hood. I think if they do this crypto wallet right, I forgot they are doing that, and they testing it out right now. I think a couple of people got access to the wallet. You're right. I can kind of agree with that, JRH. Yeah, so if they get that right, but as long as crypto is going down, it ain't even gonna matter. If we do need crypto to go up, for example, Coinbase, we'll pull that up. Of course, they already got wallets, right? And look at all-time low. Broke the range. going down. This will be Robinhood as long as crypto's going down. These stocks will go down, right? So it's unfortunate. I got a position in this as well. So, yeah, it's that's what sucks about it. It just, so it could be doing good things, but if crypto's going down, it's just not going to reflect. We need it to go up. We need that to change. What else I got going on? Disney? This is another one of them blue chips, by the way, you can get in. I knew it was going to do this. All of this was making me go, huh? What? Huh? What? Everything's closed? So what? They got it was getting value like a Netflix based off they Disney Plus, and I was like, Disney Plus sucks. And finally giving it all back right there at the even a little lower than that COVID low, high, right there. So this is a good time to get in. It's just a little higher when they announced those great plus numbers. And I think this is the bar that did it here. I think it went from 100 to about 140. So you're right there. So I think you can start scooping Disney up. We've seen the travel stocks. We've seen what's happening with those. I mean, Disney's for the most part, a travel stock. They got studios, and now they got Disney Plus, and that's still new. So they got. I like Disney. Okay, they in the business of taking your money. I like all those companies that do that, and it's giving it back. Great area to start accumulating, I think, and just hold Disney for the long term. Down 32% from the high, So could it go lower? Yeah, they sure can, but you're close. I think you're close to the lowest low. This is one of the companies as well that where a lot of institutions are going to go back in, and you can hide money here. These are huge companies, and it's always good holding Disney. Look at this thing was sideways forever, right? So it started to move up. Looking at the moving average, it's below that average. Yeah, I think it's a good time. I'm gonna look at that myself because I'm looking at building the stocks that I am. All right, so I'm highly speculative with my options portfolio on great companies, but I want to build a stock portfolio that, for the most part, that are great companies that are not the high flyers. I'm trying to stay away from those doing that. So that's a little bit I'm experiment with. Not a lot of money is flying into those kind of companies, but that's kind of what I want to do. And it's to add stability to the option side. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm trying to do, because that option side, no matter what I do, it's volatile as hell. DraftKings, I remember I was all in on this break. Oh, I made so much money. I rode this all the way up, and I gave it all the way back. I gave it all back here, and then I was out. And then now look at it. Good thing I just bailed, because look at that thing. $19. What was that other one with the DraftKings and that other one with the guy that's on Dave Portnoy? What's his company? I want to pull that up. I can't remember. But look at that. That's showing you like no signs of turning it around. This is what the crash is. It's giving all of these companies, it's giving it all back. It's ugly. This is, like I said, right there at the IPO or SPAC price, and it's giving it. This is we're there, right? So it makes me think. This guy actually got a little further to go. It makes me think we're at that bottom. We're right there. We could start building from here. It's another stock that's doing that. Let's pull up CrowdStrike, which is another disappointing stock. It was looking, pushing up, thinking it's going to go another high, just collapsed. I'm trying to save this position. I had call spreads. I sold all my short calls for huge profits. Now I'm just straight long calls. Now I'm running out of time. So I need a thing to turn around. 164. It's down 44% in 72 months. It lost half of its value in 2 months. That's incredible. Incredible. I mean, I don't even know what to say. That's just taking it out to the woodshed. I just need this thing to bounce. Can we get up to like 230 right up here? Then I'll probably be profitable because I sold the short side. The long sides are worth damn near nothing. So it's like, why sell them? Let's hold those lotto tickets and see what happens. If these guys could come out with a great earnings report, I think earnings could turn all this stuff around. It'll be like, oh yeah, we were stupid to sell CrowdStrike. What was we thinking? So here's a stock that I actually start to like. It's Twitter, right? It's amazing. They came out and said before this bounced to 80 that I'm just looking at this. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're destroying the stock. That they're gonna make twice the amount of money by next year and all this stuff. And since then, they came out with Twitter Spaces and all these different things. And so it was growing. It's like, oh wow, Twitter's finally gonna break out. Notice how it's at that double top region, right? Comes down. Now it's way back, man. Twitter. Let me see if I'm at the beginning. Time frames. Yeah, so it's below. I mean, it's almost Twitter IPO'd somewhere around here, went straight up. It's below that price. I mean, it's not at its low, but Twitter's way more mature company, and this thing can't get out of its own way. I don't know. I think I kind of like it. I just kind of like it. They destroyed this company. They destroyed it. All right, so Twitter's down 57% in a year. Okay, that's a year. 67% in 340 days. Lost more than half its value in a year. Wow. When it was breaking out. Get a lot of believers in there and then boom. They say, oh, no, nothing. All right. Hey, thanks, JRH, for moderating. I know, babes. Thank you. ISRG. I made a lot of money, and this is another stock where I was fortunate enough I got in somewhere down here, went up here, split, I got out. So good thing. I think this is another one that you could probably get back into. All of these kind of medical stuff, like once this COV thing goes away, all these elective surgeries are going to be coming back. They're going to be hot, right? So this whole space of medical devices and stuff, I think it's going to be hot. It almost feels like they're throwing out with baby with the bathwater, right? So they got a lot of gains and boom, sold it. Wow, I mean, they hit it hard. This is a good stock. This could be something I need to write a list. This is something that I need to get down 27% in 60 days, quarter of its value. Speaking of that, we was talking about, let's bring up that Netflix. See how they destroyed. Look at that, man. Looks like it might. No, it's right there. It's right there at the support. So let's see what happens. Is it going to hold? It's right there, So down 21%. It was down as low as 25, 27. Yeah, it took a little bounce back. Look at that gap. It's crazy. Wow. I'll tell you this about Netflix. I always watch it after earnings, and a lot of times they do tank earnings. Not like 25%, but usually that's the low. When they come out with earnings and tank, usually that's the low with that stock. I've seen it all the time. You might get maybe another day, and that's the low. It doesn't revisit that area. So I have a feeling people are going to scoop this level up. And it might go sideways. It might chop, but it won't go lower. I think this is going to hold, basically. So we'll see what happens. I mean, that's a huge... Damn, they sold. Make sure... This is a serious outs. It's at support. It almost makes it look like it wants to go lower, but it is. I don't know if that's gonna. I don't know if all right, like I was saying, Netflix, it generally holds, but looking at this, yeah, it's at support, but I don't know if it's gonna hold. That's a huge. It just might violate it a little bit. A lot of people got crushed and they hurting, but they hurting everywhere, right? This where could you be? We saw McDonald's, you was able to be there, but yeah, I'm telling you, the pain is there. How much more pain are we gonna see? Remember we used to talk about Cleveland Cliffs a lot and letter X? Finally giving up the space. I got out once it broke this, and then as you see, it's been sideways and really nothing happening here. Now it looks like it's starting to break. So I have a feeling it's going to go a lot lower than this just because of what we've been seeing with the other stocks. So that one I'm not feeling good with. Letter X, same situation. You could see there it's breaking finally, and I think we go lower. So if you want to be early on puts, like getting those stocks that didn't get crushed yet, these might be the next area. Look at that. So we'll see. What else I got going on? We talked about Palantir. It was a stock that I used to sell puts on. It was a good put selling stock. Because, let me go to the weekly. You see, it was just sideways, right? It was chop, 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 chop. Now it's finally giving it up. It's not hanging in there. Going down to damn near that IPO low. It could be a good entry. I think it's a Kathy Wood stock as well. Roblox, metaverse type stock. I got sucked in at 100, but I sold put spreads a couple years out. Still think I'm good with that. Maybe I'll reverse it on a bounce. And I got a great deal. So 5-point wide for $3, meaning for every 5-point wide spread I sold, it only cost me $200 is the risk. I think I did it 9 times. So $1,800 I could lose if it's not above 100 in the next 2 years. I need that to happen. So we'll see. Man, the sun's hitting me in my face. I hear motorcycles. Hey, babe. Yeah. Can you come here for a minute? Hold on, y'all. I got some technical difficulties. You won't be on camera. Just stay that way and close those. Yeah. It's like coming through, and I know I'm probably being washed out. Thanks. Yeah, just kind of stay to the edge. All right. Woo. Yeah, that's sun. I had the windows open. It was just beaming in my face. All right. So even Roblox, critical level of support right here. Critical. Look at that. Whew. Amazing how it gave that back like that. Look at the up volume. Look at the volume that was going up when it finally reported those numbers, and it was like crazy good. No one was leaving. Oh, man. And it went from, by the way, I was in this and I got out. I was in it. I forgot. I got out, and then boom, that happened. It went from 80 to 140 in a blink, and it gave it all back. It's at $70. Wow. Man. Down 52% in a matter of 56 days. Lost half its value in 2 months. Can't say that stock crashed. It crashed. Carvana. I made good money in this when it was in the 40s and 50s in this area, and I got out thinking I made a little profit, and I should have stayed, and I watched it go all the way to damn near 400 without me. looking at every single stock that we've been looking at, like Roblox. Let's go to the monthly on this one. Why it's got to come down to here, right? Why not? Everything else it's going to give it all back. It should be sub 100 soon. You know, if the market, the only thing that's going to save that if the market turns around somehow, if it just turns around. But with the velocity, like it was down 14% on Friday. If the market's didn't turn around Monday or whatever, it might be at 100 tomorrow on Monday. We got turnaround Tuesday coming. You know, let's see if it could still be turnaround Tuesday. And then we got Wednesday, which is, I think, is Fed decision day. Be a lot of volatility. I don't know what's going to happen, but we definitely going to have volatility. And that is it. I'm going back, seeing if we got to talk about Ford. I was seeing what I missed. Okay, let's talk about Ford and MGM. Let's pull up MGM real quick. Travel stock. A lot of Las Vegas is in here. And, okay, so a little sideways. I don't know. Nothing happening. They're not, doesn't seem like they seem weaker of the travel type stocks. It was doing good, but I don't know. It seems to be coming in. Got to keep an eye on that. And then Ford got a downgrade last week. What I didn't know about this, what I did learn about, and I did a video the other day, and I said, hey, man, this is serious double top action. Be careful. And sure enough, I said, sure enough, it gave it back. I'm like trying to, I could have sworn. I don't know why this is only going back to 2011. Seems like it should be more than that. Anyway, there's one thing I learned over this last year and a half, because I never seen these candles before. Right? I never seen these. And that's a monthly when you get that on a monthly, it's so hard to break that. There's a lot of supply up here. Ford could be done for a while as far as it. This is, it might go sideways and hang in this area, but I don't know. It's going to stay sideways for a while. We might have put in the top at $26 for some time. Let's see what happens. There's another week to draw in this month. Let's see what happens. Can it get halfway up and it'll make it look a little bit decent? But if that's going to be the end of the month kind of candles, that's not good. It's not good. You had one here kind of, but not this long. And you can see it took months for it to get back to that level. This will be even worse, right? It might be the end of the year before it gets there. So let's see what happens with that. Hate that candle. I've been learning about that candle for the last year and a half, because it's just never, and now I see it. You just really don't break those candles. Anyway, so look at that. That's the weekly. It's giving that all at, you had to break out here. It's giving it all back in a damn week. Something that took a damn month to form. It gave it back in a week. And you're right there at 20. I do think 20 is goodbye for Ford, because a lot of it's your average, right? Get in there, hold it. You're gonna hold it for a long time. You're not gonna trade it to make money. By the way, with my channel, because I do get a lot of new people in here, when I talk about things, it's to hold them for a long time. It's not quick trades. Nothing here is quick trades. Meet Zach, man. Finally, you covered your short position in Ford at 22, thinking it would bounce after filling the gap down. Now I'm thinking it may fill the gap at 15. Did it gap to the 50? Did it gap 15 to 20? Well, I could tell you this. Let's clear all this out. And then I usually don't work at the dailies. I'll look at the dailies real quick. You see, all right, so this is a huge area of support, right? This whole 20 to 19, right? A lot of support in there. I don't think it's going to go below there. But if it does, yeah, the next level is 15 because it rode this level. It rode this up fast. By the way, I was in there, and next thing you know, it breaks out of 15. Next thing you know, it's trading at 20 for the most part. Here's a little gap action from 1587 to 17. So I don't know. So now let's pull up the weeklies. I don't usually use dailies. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Like if it breaks through that level, I actually think that level is gonna hold. I really do. But if it does, 15 or 16 this is definitely the next level it's going to. One reason that makes me think that it could reach there because of the other stocks. Everything else we looked at, right? It's just going to, and we only got one weekly, we should see two of these at least, like other stocks, and will it just is it going to slice through this 20 area like it didn't even exist? This is weekly. This is almost like 2 months of action in that same area. I don't know. That's what makes me think it's going to hold. But if it doesn't, oh man, especially if it doesn't hold, like let's say it just slices through like it don't exist. It's definitely coming down here. See what happens. Still a great space to be in. Now I think now it's time to show, right? We down 20%. Wow. That's 20%, yeah. In 13 days. Yeah, bear market. Ford is in a bear market. Talk about correction, bear market. Yeah, that's significant. This was hanging in there during the whole thing, right? It was like here's the daily. It was showing that it's safe. Let me move this over some. I got to move it over to like 70, 60. It was showing it's safe, right? It seemed like, oh, okay. I was like, wow, no one's selling Ford. It's hanging in there. And then it gave it all up. I think it got a downgrade and boom, from 27 or 26 all the way down to 20 in a week. Unbelievable. 20%. Yeah, that's fast. We'll see what happens. Maybe the bottom of the range. Maybe we get down to 1927 in this area. I have call spreads. I got leap call spreads on. That's for the most part 20 to 27s, right? I might, if it does that, I might buy the 27s back. I don't know, because I would have made money on it. Anyway, so we'll see. Two gaps on the daily, one at 22, the second one at 15. This must be the 22 one. And I guess this is the 15 one. And yeah, we didn't get a fill here. We filled here. I'm thinking these are the two you're talking about, Zach. At least the ones that are catching my eye right off the get-go. Yeah, it might. It looks like it. Yeah, it's interesting. It's got to show something here, right? Maybe a little side. If it comes down and kind of hovers and just kind of comes down and stays like down here without even bouncing, yeah, you were like, oh yeah, you going down, and then yeah, hits that level. I hope not. This was a hell of a ride from there to there. It was up 62% in 3 months. But just like a lot of the stocks we was looking at, it gave it all back. It would have given it all back. I'm trying to see what. Wait a minute. There we go. So yeah, that's all the stocks that I have to talk about on the list. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Damn, what did we do? We went up about 30, 40 of them. We started the video off with Amazon, and I don't know. We'll see what this week holds. There's a lot. I tell you what, by looking at everything, there's a lot of stocks that are right there. They are right there, ever so slightly below that support level. So we're primed to bounce here. We're primed. Some stocks have shown that they kind of want to bounce here. And then some stocks are sliced through. So I'm guessing there's a lot of stocks sitting at I'm guessing I'm guessing we bounce here. I really do. I think we're going to bounce this week. This is the week of the bounce. I don't know if that bounce is sustainable, but I'm just saying bounce. I do think the bounce will get sold. You know, a lot of people want to sell off, but if it can hold and it still goes higher, it could bring some more momentum to get back in. We need crypto to start going higher. But if it doesn't hold, it looks like we might have another 10 to 15% more to go to the downside by looking what we just saw right now. So if we don't bounce here, it's still a lot of more room to get ugly. You know what we didn't pull up was the SPY. Let's do that real quick. Ugh. You know, I always mess with so the SPY is showing that. First, I want to draw this line. You can see how it's broken, right? We got a clear break on the uptrend. All right, so where's that gonna go? Now we got to find that triangle moment, and that's right here. That's the level of support. So you see how we have a little bit more room on the SPY to go to the downside. That is 2.2%. You know what will be cool? If we can open there. Like, let's say we have that ugly Monday, right? We just go down 2.2%. That's going to be ugly. That's probably, if you compare it to the Dow, it could be close to 1,000 points, right? 800 points, 1,000. And we bounce. We reverse right there. That would be cool. It'd be scary, be ugly. It'll flush people out. It'll be that washout. And we can start to head higher. So I think from the top to the bottom, the SPY is just down 8.9%. So yeah, so another 2% is putting it right at that 10% mark, like 11, right? Just a little over that 10% mark. So keep an eye on that. Let's keep an eye on that thing. If it does bounce 10% or more, I hate when that thing does that. If it does, I know it's going to bounce there. If it goes down 10%, it's going to bounce. It always bounces at 10%. Is it going to hold? That's a different story. So I think once it goes down to 10% and we can hold there, you know, it's a good point. I think we are going lower. It's not going to just turn at 8%. It's going to 10%. You know what I mean? And it's at that level of support. So let's see what happens. That will be a good time if you're a trader if we're down at, say, we down 2%, where we just to buy calls, just get calls, you know, and straight calls and play that bounce to the upside, because it sure enough looks like it's going to happen. Then I think everything turns. So that's my guess. You know, a lot of people that do think the videos like me, they come in and they'll tell you, there's this real popular channel. Oh yeah, it could do this, it could do that. They don't really tell you anything. Oh, it's gonna hold, it go up, No, I always gonna give you my opinion. So I can tell you where we could go, right? And that's a couple of percentage lower. But what do I think it's gonna do? They don't ever tell you that, right? What do you think it's gonna do? I think, and I'm a nobody. Let's keep that important up front there. I think we go there. I don't know about the reversal day moment, but we hit there, we stabilize, and we start to come back. Just because a lot of stocks are already at the rock bottom low. And then the other ones that are not, they just need a little bit to go. So that's why it makes me think, yeah, we just go a little bit further, and that will be it. The 10-year is at, everybody was sweating this. It's at 1.74. So that's still kind of high, but it was as high as 1.87. So did come in a little bit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Let me see if you guys, am I missing any comments, and then I'll wrap it up. Oh, you said, I'm just a dollar cost average in my ETS with my options game. Cool. A third one around 5 would be crazy. Oh, yeah, wouldn't it? Goodness. to think it may go down there in the short term without reset. Yeah, if that happens, the whole world's we're in trouble. You know, there's a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on. Yeah, if it gets down to that level. You said trading with Mr. GRA is safest thing to do, in my opinion, unless you are shorting, scalping puts. That would be more. Then it would be more rewarding. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm keeping my option positions. I might get more in. I'm still debating that. Do I want to go more balls deep? Or just start to kind of slowly get out of those volatile positions. And I've been doing that by buying more stocks in more steadier blue chip kind of companies that I would like to own forever on those kind of stocks. All right, so that's what I've been doing, and I'm going to do down a lot because Tesla and Amazon is my biggest positions. See what they're doing. So hopefully it can turn around, and if it does, I'll be back in the green. You know, so yeah, hopefully it turns around. So we'll see. But like I said, I'm worried, but not real worried because I got time. I got a lot of time. But if it keeps going down, it's still the options get crushed, you know. So, all right. Anyway, that's my video. Hopefully you liked it. I wanted to get on here and do a long ass video, right? And trying to think. It says I can't see my time. How long I've been on this video, babe? Oh, there it is. 1:55. So 2-hour video. I know I wanted to come in early. I went into the games. I wanted to be off the video before the football started. But because I think a lot of people left to watch football because, you know, I'm not exciting like football. Hey, the Bengals might go. That's cool. Bengals might one game away from the Super Bowl. Anyway, so any other questions? Yeah, let me know. Or just hit me in the comments after the video. Hey, how about Twitter? Dre Trades. I'm on Twitter. Dre Trades. At DRETRADES. And you can hit me up there. We could talk about stocks. And I'm going to try to do videos more often to get back in the groove. Even though it sucks doing videos when you're down. But, it's, you know, we all down. So, I'm trying to think if what else I want to tell you guys. Thanks for watching, I guess. I got a steady 5 in here. Thanks, JRH. Meet Zach. Christopher, if you watch this on a replay. Had a lot of spam bots in here. Jose, appreciate you. And oh, that was us. You got blocked. And Trader Drew. Former Amazon employee holding stock. Did not expect this drop. About to head with puts from here. Falling knife. I missed that one. Hope you're still here. Sorry, I missed that one. But thanks for watching, everybody. I'm out. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. Not arisen. Thanks, man. Hey, thanks for moderating, JRH. You too, Deborah. And I'll talk to y'all later, man. Peace.